Hey, brand builder, Rory Vaden here. Thank you so much for taking the time to check out this interview. As always, it's our honor to provide it to you for free. And wanted to let you know there's no big sales pitch or anything coming at the end. However, if you are someone who is looking to build and monetize your personal brand, we would love to talk to you and get to know you a little bit and hear about some of your dreams and visions and share with you a little bit about what we're up to see if we might be a fit. So if you're interested in a free strategy call with someone from our team, we would love to hear from you. You can do that at brandbuildersgroup.com/podcall, brandbuildersgroup.com/podcall. We hope to talk to you soon.
Welcome to a very special recap edition of the Influential Personal Brand Podcast. I am about to break down the interview that just happened between me and AJ Vaden, who at this point you probably know is the CEO and co-founder, my co-founder at Brand Builders Group. She's our CEO. She's also my wife and has been my business partner for a long time, my best friend, just the most brilliant woman. I just love being in business with AJ, obviously doing life together and raising a family and all that, but I love being in business with her. And so I'm going to break down the recap of some of the things that I just learned from this interview. And I'm going to give you my top 3 takeaways from the interview with AJ. And the first kind of key takeaway, just to make sure you got it, is that this moment is the demarcation line for a change in the format of this podcast. So I don't know how long you've been listening, but what we have been doing is typically I will do an interview every week, and that is like the first episode that comes out in a week. And then AJ and I do a recap, basically sharing our takeaways from that interview as the second episode every week. And we are changing that. So as of now, going forward, what is happening is that every week I will do an interview, and then I will do the debrief recap of that interview all as one episode. And then AJ will conduct an interview, and she will do the debrief recap all of that interview or that episode. And so it'll be more content, although we're publishing at the same frequency every single week. So that is part of why we did this very special edition with me and her together, as a way to draw attention also to the change in format. And this podcast is growing tremendously. We are regularly in the top 200 of all podcasts in the careers category, and across all iTunes and in the US and in several countries around the globe. And so we're just excited about it. We're putting more resources into this show and into the content that comes out and the prep for it and getting guests for it and just working really, really hard to make it more and more valuable to you. So that's that. Related to that, obviously we talked about this a couple times, but this interview was based on a national research study that we conducted called the Trends in Personal Branding National Research Study. And this took us over a year. All in, it was tens of thousands of dollars that we invested into it. It's been well over a year in the planning phases and the execution and then creating this. And we are giving it away for free right now. If you go to brandbuildersgroup.com/pod trends, brandbuildersgroup.com/pod trends, you can download this entire study, which we believe is changing that the future of marketing is personal branding, and that there is this transference, this tip happening where it's less about companies and products, and it is shifting more towards people in the future. At least, that's what we're banking on, and we love, and we're excited to be a part of it. So make sure that you go download that, brandbuildersgroup.com/pod trends. You want to get your hands on this study. It's beautiful. It's really easy to flip through. It's like 70 pages or something, but you can flip through the whole thing in probably 10 or 12 minutes. And there's some extremely powerful insights that come right out of it. So go make sure you grab a copy. Now, in terms of the interview that happened, and it's fun. I love interviewing my wife. I love learning from my wife. I love learning from her as my wife and my friend, but as our CEO, I mean, she is just extraordinary in her ability to run an organization and understand what an organization needs. She has a lot of experience doing corporate consulting in the life that we used to come from at our former company that we started together back in 2006. And then we exited in 2018 when we sold that company. A huge part of what she did was just do consulting with organizations. And so she understands, big trends and how to move, big ships and see what's coming and see the way that things really should be. And so I love learning from her. And these are, some of my biggest highlights from the whole interview. Okay. So the first one is that personal branding, and this is something that you're going to want to understand, and if it wasn't super clear, make sure you grasp this. Personal branding isn't really something new. Personal branding is simply the digitization of reputation. The digitization of reputation. And we also sometimes say the monetization of reputation. We talk about this as a hypothesis. This is something we tested in our national research report, and that's this trends report, this national research study that we did, which is that personal branding is all about reputation. It's just, what do people know you for? And do they trust you? And what are the behaviors that you can engage in that will build you more trust, that will help you become more well-known, that will help you have a greater impact in the world? That is reputation. And I love the way that AJ described this when she talked about her small town, how even in the small town, everybody had a reputation. And it made me think about the small town where I grew up in, Frederick. It's not as small these days, but when I went to high school in Frederick, it was so small. We didn't even have a stoplight. And it was like everybody knew everybody and everybody had a reputation. They were all known for something. They all had certain characteristics. And it was just kind of like you learned their reputations as you went along. And then you go, well, that's just a tiny, small kind of farm community. And that is blown up to become what the world is, and what the internet is, and what will one day become the metaverse, which is just this digitization of your reputation. Is what are you known for? How well are you known? Are you trusted? What do we look to you for? What do we look to you as the go-to source for blank? And that's what Brand Builders Group is all about. We don't brand companies, we brand people. Because a person is simple and clear of like, this is you, and what do you want to be known for? What do you believe? What are you the expert in? And of course, one of our biggest philosophies that we teach is that you are most powerfully positioned to serve the person you once were. You are most powerfully positioned to solve the problem for someone else that you have already solved for yourself. It's the digitization of reputation. And so we are here as a company to help you become more well-known. And seeing the data of the 74% of Americans are more likely to trust someone with an established personal brand. Of course they are, because it's just a new word for reputation. Personal branding, reputation, they're the same thing. Personal branding does not mean social media and video courses and best-selling books and podcasts and, websites and da-da-da-da. Those are just extensions of a reputation. It's about you, your values, your beliefs, what you want to be known for, your expertise, the path that you've walked, the lives that you serve, the mission that you've dedicated yourself to, and your track record of being able to help people do that, and your track record of being able to do that for yourself. That is reputation. All these other things are just extensions of that into sort of a digital world, which, right now is mostly websites and social media and content, and, something that we see in the future, now eventually becoming the metaverse. But your reputation will follow you everywhere, whether you're in a small town like Frederick, whether you're in a big corporate company, a big global company, whether you're online or social media, on your website, or one day into the metaverse, your reputation will follow you. And so you have to build it and manicure it deliberately and professionally and intelligently and intentionally. And that is something that we're here to help you do. So that was just huge. Personal branding is the digitization of reputation. The second thing, which is one of my favorite things that AJ has ever said, and one of my favorite things that she's ever taught me, and one of my favorite things about her that she has done, is she believes and has proven that it does not take millions of followers to make millions of dollars. It doesn't take millions of followers to make millions of dollars. And I think too often we go, oh, well, I can't monetize my personal brand, or personal branding doesn't apply to me because I don't have millions of followers, or I don't care to have millions of followers. I don't want to be famous. But that, I think, is an error in judgment, because we all want to be more well-known. I mean, if we want to make an impact in the world, if we want to make a difference in the world, if we want our life to count for something, if we want to be on our deathbed looking back and saying, my life mattered. Why did my life matter? Because I made a lot of money? Because I had a lot of followers? No, because I impacted a lot of people, because the way I spent my hours in life will have an impact after my death. That my life stood for something, it counted for something, because it affected someone, it helped someone, it helped many someones, it helped thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people to live a better life, a more enriched life, a healthier life, a more meaningful life, whatever your mission is. But that is why it matters, and that you don't have to have millions of followers to make money from doing that. The brand builders, we say that we serve mission-driven messengers. The reason we say that is not because we don't care about money. We do care about money, but it is subservient to the mission. The mission requires money. Money is a necessity of growing the mission. It takes a lot of people and resources and skill sets, and it takes a team to accomplish anything great. And so those people typically aren't available to work for free. So you got to have money. And so money is a necessary component that we have to be able to deal with and generate in order to be a good steward and fiduciary to grow a business and to accelerate our message. But making money isn't the number one priority. It's not the highest focus. The highest focus is the mission. It is making an impact. It's making a difference in the world. And you can make a difference in the world without having millions of followers. You can. Look, sometimes you'll hear people complain about the algorithms, right? Oh, the algorithms is I can't get enough reach because the algorithms are blocking me. Well, yeah, sometimes that's frustrating, right? Like if you catch the algorithm right, it's going to expose you to new people. What a blessing. What a tremendous opportunity. But regardless, you know what the algorithm can't stop? It can't stop you from making a deeper impact with the people that are in front of you right now. Whether that's 1 or 5 or 10 or 100 or 100 million people, the algorithm doesn't stop the impact that you have with the people who do see your content. It might prevent you from reaching more people, but here's the thing. If you focus on serving the people who are seeing your content right now in a deeper way, the algorithm will push you to more people. So if you focus on serving the people in front of you, like serve the person you have now, serve the one view that you're getting on your video, like go all in on going, how can I help these 13 people that are following me? What value can I add to their life? How can I support them? How can I lift them up? And what you will find is if you do that, those dozens of followers will become hundreds and thousands. And before you know it, you don't need millions of followers to make millions of dollars. Like the money actually trails much faster than you would think. Like you might think, oh, I got to have 1 million or several 100,000 followers to make money. You don't. Like some of the wealthiest people inside of the Brand Builders Group community, I mean, I'm talking about the people who sell their company for hundreds of millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars, or they're multi-7-figure businesses or multi-8-figure businesses every single year. They're making real money. They don't have a ton of followers because they've spent their life building a company, building a machine that actually makes money, and they haven't spent much time building their personal brand. So the followers and dollars, it's not a direct equation. Now, we want lots of followers because we want to make impact, but you don't need millions of followers to make millions of dollars. You also don't need millions of followers to make an impact. Every single person is an opportunity for impact. Every single click, every single view, every single, share, like, comment, every person who subscribes, like, instead of always being consumed and concerned with how many do I have, what if you became all in, consumed, infatuated, like just totally concerned with the idea of how do I impact the people that I do have in a deeper way? How do I become more valuable to them? How do I educate them better? How do I inspire them better? How do I coach them better? How do I love on them better? What do they need? How can I help? How can I be of value? How can I be of use to them? And if you do that, you will make millions of dollars, even if you don't have millions of followers. And so I just love when AJ goes off on that, because it's such a good reminder that the thing that we think we need is not the thing that we actually need. And it's not even the thing worth chasing. It's not chasing. Our advice to you would be, don't chase followers and don't chase dollars. Chase impact, right? Chase making a difference. Chase mission. Mission-driven messengers means mission over money. Mission is greater than money. Money is subservient to the mission. Impact is what we're after. And we believe, not just believe, we know, we've lived it, we've experienced it. It's happened in our life over and over again, in our friends' lives, in our clients' lives. We know 100% without a shadow of a doubt, if you chase impact, the money will come. If you focus on making a difference, you will make money. If you focus on creating fans, you will create customers. Chase impact. And so anyways, that is huge. It inspires me when she talks about it. It just lights me up, because that's why we started the company. Like, Brand Builders Group is not even focused on, we have revenue targets and things because they're necessary to run the business and pay people a living wage and hopefully create exciting opportunities and incomes for them. But it's like, we're after impact. We're chasing impact. We're not chasing dollars. And that's how you know if you belong here. Seriously, that's how you know if you belong in this community, is if you're someone who goes, yep, I buy in. I am chasing impact. I want to make a difference. I feel like my life is meant to be used for something. I feel like there is a calling inside of me, a message inside of me, that I am supposed to deliver some message to the world, not how do I double my income in 60 days? It doesn't mean we don't want to do that. We do want to do that, but that's not the focus. That's the byproduct. That's the byproduct. Money is the byproduct of mission. At least that's our philosophy. And then the last thing, and this is just a quick one, but it was so good when she was talking about the data of which industries do personal brands matter the most, right? And it's like, of course it's like, you would think it's influencers and it's authors and it's musicians and it's artists. Like, you would think this is who we think of when we think of personal brands. And yet the data says it's doctors, it's lawyers, it's financial advisors, right? It's accountants, it's service providers, and it is coaches and consultants. But and here's what the takeaway was. She said, the higher level of trust that is required to do your job, the more value having an established personal brand becomes. The higher level of trust that is required to do your job, the more value having an established personal brand becomes. That is so powerful, right? And you go, on the one hand, that's a really interesting statistic. On the other hand, I go, well, no, duh. Like, of course I have to trust my doctor. Like, if this is the person that potentially is going to take a knife and cut me open, like if my heart's on the line, like hopefully I trust them. Or, the person that I'm taking advice and counsel from for my overall health and well-being, it's like, of course I have to trust that person. If it's my accountant, it's like, I have to trust that they know what they're doing, but also trust that they have my best interest in mind. My financial advisor, I have to trust them, not just their competency, but the fact that they care about me. And that is where this differentiation is happening. It's not just about demonstrating that you have competency. It's about demonstrating that you have compassion. It's about demonstrating that you care, not just that you're able, but that you care. And that is why seeing your face on social media or a website, or having a chance to access you, is really important. Not just, here's our company, here's who we are. There's power in that too. But the evolution is going, I want to know you. I want to know the person on the other side of this desk, on the other side of this camera, on the other side of this operating table, on the other side of, filling out my taxes. Like, who are you? And do I believe in you? Do we believe the same things? And do you know what you're doing? But do you care about me? Do you understand me? Do you know what I'm struggling with? And can you help me? And that is personal branding. And the more trust that is required there, the more that the personal brand matters, right? Like, the more intimate our relationship is going to be, the more trust that is necessary, the more having a personal brand matters. Not millions of followers, but just this authentic connection between us, this transparent visibility into who you are and what you believe. And having the data now to back all of this up is just, it's edifying, and it's convicting even more than we were before. So I hope you love the interview with AJ. You're going to love the episodes, right? Like, I know you've probably gotten to hear some of her on the debriefs, but hearing more, she's so astute and sharp, and just the way that she sees the world. And so I'm personally excited for you to get to know her and really hear more of her heart and see it come out in these interviews that she's doing. I know you're going to love her more and more and more the more you get to know her. And we want to get to know you more, right? So I hope we're seeing you we love doing this podcast, love it. The trick is we never see you, right? We don't even get much feedback other than, if you can leave us a review because we see those. But if you follow us on social, I'm most active on Instagram. AJ's most active on LinkedIn. We're also picking up our social media presence and trying to, as more of the company gets more people in place, AJ and I are trying to spend more time getting to know you and interacting with you. Come leave us comments and share with us what you're thinking, what you're struggling with, and download the study. And also, our team wants to get to know you. If you're wanting to become more well-known and make more of an impact, request a free call. Come over and check us out. freebrandcall.com. What is it? I don't know. It's on every ad. I should know off the top of my head, but just go download the study for now, brandbuildersgroup.com/pod trends. And if you do that, you'll get a chance to request a call with us. But keep coming back here. Thanks for your belief. Thanks for your trust. Thanks for the opportunity to shape your life. Go check out this data. Let the data speak for itself. Just know that we love you. We believe in you. And we're going to keep coming back to serve you in a deeper way so that you can go out and serve your audience in a deeper way. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.